I'm Rob Benneian, and today we're spending 5 minutes with author Sam Dragich. Sam, I understand you've had 2 careers over the course of your lifetime. Can you tell us a little bit about the first?
Yes, I was an elementary school principal for 26 years. I spent 34 years in education. My second career, I was a technical services manager for an international contract staffing agency. And I did that for 11 and a half years, hiring people really all over the world, but mostly in the automotive industry for about 5 or 6 years. And then when the automotive industry went into some problems that they had, I went non-automotive and was very successful at it.
I understand you've become a motivational speaker and an interview coach.
Yes, and it's been fun doing that. And I do enjoy helping people. I always want to be known as a teacher per se, so I enjoy that part too.
You've written a book on interviewing and techniques, do's and don'ts, faux pas, things like that. Can you tell us about your book?
Yeah, I wrote the book because I've sat in on hundreds of interviews, and I know why people fail. And this book was written for those people who have an interview tonight. Really, they can read it in one day, not very many hours. It'll take it maybe 2, 3, 4 hours to read. But it's so helpful, and it highlights the reasons why people fail an interview. And there are 4 major reasons why they fail.
And why is that?
Well, number 1, they interrupt the questioner. Number 2, they have long answers. And I explain that in the book. I highlight that and give a lot of paragraphs about that. Another one is that they name drop. And that's very dangerous if you name drop, because you got to keep your professionalism, and I explain what that means and give examples about it. And fourthly, they don't listen. Listening is probably the most important reason. You see, 95% of the problems that occur in the workforce are people problems. And any HR manager looking for someone to add to their team looks for someone that will not be a problem. So in the interview, if you throw up red flags, they're not interested. They'll move you to that pile that says, don't waste my time. Because you know what HR managers want to do, and HR personnel? They want to do training programs. They want to look after people's benefits. They want to write ads to hire new people. Mm-hmm. But the most difficult job is those where they have to counsel people with their problems. And that costs time and money.
Your book, in addition to the 4 don'ts you just mentioned, you go through everything from how to prepare for the interview to not having nose hair, everything like that. So yeah. You go through the do's, the don'ts, before and after. Can you tell us about what you should do or not do after an interview?
Yeah, first of all, I want to remind people that what the interviewing person is doing is looking to see if you're a fit in their department, in their organization. After you have an interview, you should self-evaluate. And especially if you've written my book, I've got a lot of things there that you try to remember what you did in the interview. You try and follow through on all those suggestions. But what you shouldn't do is you shouldn't call back the interviewer to say, how did I do? Or can you give me some advice? Look, if they're really interested in you, they'll call you back. You had your chance. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. I think that's really, really important. You also don't send them more information. Hey, if they were interested, you gave them enough to show them that you might have the qualifications that they might be interested in. They don't need any more. They've already made up their mind.
And I understand this isn't the first book you've written.
No, I've been involved in a lot of writing, and one of the books I read when I had a partner, we owned 14 racehorses together, and I wrote a book called How to Pick Winners at the Harness Races. It was called Stanley's Law. And we sold over 20,000 copies of that book by mail order. That was before internet and before pen pal. So I'm certainly, along with my partner Al Stanley, we're one of Canada's most prolific authors.
What's the difference between picking a winning racehorse and picking a winning employee?
Actually, we always say about picking a winning racehorse, you're looking for a horse that's ready to exert a winning effort tonight. Well, they're very much, as far as similarities are concerned, You're looking for a person that can be part of your organization, that will maintain a dignity and integrity of your company, that will ensure that your mission statement is followed, so that I can trust you, that you'll be confidential, et cetera, et cetera.
And your book, if people want to find out more, they can find you on your Facebook page.
Yes. Just look up Sam Dragich, and there's a spot there that says how to ace the interview, and if you highlight that, you'll see how to order the book.
Sam, what's the best piece of advice you can give to someone looking to land their dream job?
Is to be patient, do the research on the company that you've had an interview for, and probably, given that two people have the same qualifications, and I talk about this a lot, good manners is going to get you the job.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Sam. We've been spending 5 minutes with author Sam Dragich.